MerriweatherA.Law advancing clients. With us, S1L5, the ball's in your court. Quotes, not insurance quotes. Only from MerriweatherA.Law. In Rhino Court, allergy spray. Available with budesonide for powerful nasal allergy relief that's gentle on the nose. Grab your day by the nose, Pence. From the makers of Zyrtec, Rhino Court, available with prescription. 1RXT 4G. SteamPower.com. It's virtual reality, not reality. Silly. CallRuby.com. Answering calls is smart. Delightful callers is Ruby, the job before that. Burger King Tut. Order a sandwich from the pyramids. Only from BurgerKingTut.com. Sandwiches from the pyramids. And American ISIS Airlines. Earn up to $5,000 bonus miles. Shop here for the holidays at AmericanISIS.com. Travel. That doesn't sound like a real company. It is. Verizon. Why? Well, Verizon better matters. If something is important, it should just work. See why Verizon is America's best network. Only on the Next Gen Network. LTE Advanced, powering America's largest and fastest 4G LTE network ever. Only on Verizon. Thank you. Let's get to our show. American ISIS. Yeah, the president has a video. What does he say? Hello. Hello.
In a couple hours, I'll be departing on my final foreign trip as president. And
final foreign trip?
I'll have a chance to...
That the video is November 14th.
But I figured, why wait? I know that there's a lot of domestic issues that people are thinking about. So I wanted to see if I
Good morning, press
clear out
pool.
some of the underbrush so that when we're overseas and people are asking about foreign policy questions, people don't feel obliged.
People don't feel obliged.
On three other
Taking on three
questions too.
Burger King Tut. Hello.
Let me. I know you still will. Yes. That I'm aware, but I'm trying something out.
He's aware.
First of all, let me mention three brief topics.
Three brief topics.
First of all, as I discussed with the president-elect on
What's the
Thursday,
president-elect?
my team stands
Merriweather.
ready to
Hello.
accelerate
Hello.
in
Hello,
next
Geico.
steps that
Good
are
morning.
required to ensure a smooth transition.
You're doing
And
good.
we are going to be staying
Congratulations on your
as we travel.
presidency.
I remember what
Thank
it
you
was like
very
when I
much.
came in 8 years ago. It is
I
a
appreciate
big
it.
challenge. This office is bigger than any one person, and that's why
Twitter, we love
ensuring
you.
smooth transition
We love you so
is
much.
important. It's not something that the Constitution explicitly requires, but it is one of those norms.
One of
that
those
are vital
norms
to a functioning
to a
democracy,
functioning
similar to norms of civility and tolerance,
stability and
to
tolerance.
reason and to facts and analysis.
Analysis.
It's part of what makes
It's part of what
this
makes
country work.
this country
And as
work.
long as I'm president, we are going to uphold those norms and cherish and uphold those ideals.
Uphold
As I
those
told
ideas.
My staff,
My
we should
staff.
be very proud that their work has already ensured that when we turn over the keys, the car is in pretty good shape. We are indisputably in a stronger position today than we were when I came in 8 years ago.
8 years ago.
It's been growing for 73 straight months.
Straight
Incomes are
months.
rising. Poverty is falling. The
Falling.
uninsured rate is at the lowest level on record.
The lowest level on
Emissions have
record.
come down without impinging on our growth.
Our growth.
And so my instructions to my team are that we run through the tape.
We run through the tape.
We finish what we started. That we don't let up in these last couple of months.
Don't let up in these last couple
because
months.
My goal is on January 21st.
January 21st.
America's in the strongest position possible, and hopefully, there's an opportunity for the next president.
There's an opportunity for the next president.
Number two,
Number 2.
our work has also helped to stabilize the global
economy.
It is one president at a time.
It is one president at a time.
This week, reinforcing America's support for the approaches that we've taken.
Hello, Twitter. We love you.
Economic growth and global security on a range of issues. I look forward to my first
Visa
visit in
everywhere
Greece.
you wanted to be with
In
them.
Germany, I'll visit with Chancellor Merkel, who's probably been my
Yeah,
closest
Visa.
international
We
partner
love
these
it.
past
We
8 years.
do.
I'll also signal our solidarity with our closest allies and express our support for a strong, integrated, and united Europe. It's essential to our national security, and it's
Essential to our national
That's why the
security.
Transatlantic Alliance and
Today's
the
show
NATO
sponsored by
alliance endured
Verifone.
for decades under
Hello,
Democratic
experience.
and Republican
Verifone introduces
administrations.
advanced
Finally, in
commerce,
Peru, I'll meet with leaders of countries that
capabilities,
focus
and
on
fast
foreign
checkout in the
policy
palm of
for
your
our
hand.
rebalance in the
Only
Asian
from
Pacific.
Verifone.
This is a
Get
time of great
approved.
change in the world,
In
but
world,
America's always been a pillar of strength and a beacon
the
of hope
pillar of strength.
to peoples around the globe, and that's what it must continue to be.
Continue to be.
Finally, on a personal note,
Woo.
Michelle and I want to offer our
Good morning, White House. How are you?
family, and all of you, her colleagues,
Oh my
on
God.
her passing. Gwen was a friend of ours. She was an extraordinary journalist.
Exactly.
She always kept faith.
This is an IMS currency. We're going over the weather in just a minute.
Holding people in power accountable and defending a strong and free press that makes our democracy work. I always appreciated Gwen's reporting, even when I was at the
Even when I was.
one of her tough and thorough interviews.
There are contracts to sign.
Convention floor or from the field, whether she sat at the debate moderator's table or at the anchor's desk.
Only from Chicago, Uttons.com. There are contracts to sign.
She was an especially powerful role model for young women and girls who admired her integrity, her tenacity.
Only from Chicago, Uttons.
And for whom she blazed a trail as one half of the first all-female anchor team.
Chicago, Uttons.com.
So
there are contracts to sign.
Service. Michelle,
I'm in shape.
Join her family and her colleagues and everybody else who loved her and remembering her fondly today.
Only today.
So with that, I'm going to take some questions.
Take some cool questions. Yeah.
Josh Ernest has some
Today's show is sponsored by AM South Bank Corporation.
Top of the list.
Direct deposit with us while working at Verizon. And from the AMS Advanced Meteorological Society. And Katrina, there are contracts to sign. From Chicago, Uttons.
Coincidence there.
I play no games.
We wish you the very best of luck in your new endeavors.
As it turns out, this was just like.
And Southwest Airlines, fly with us.
What will you say to other
there are
leaders
contracts
about
to
your successor?
sign.
They've expressed many of the same misgivings that you have about Donald Trump. Should they be worried about the future of U.S. foreign policy? And separately,
hello, media. How are you?
Regroup, after a pretty shocking upset. What is your advice about where the party goes now, and who should lead your party?
One of the great things about
Regino,
the
hello.
United States is that when it comes to world affairs,
Today's show is sponsored by Regino's Financial Corporation.
the leader of the executive branch, the commander-in-chief,
Direct deposit with us, Katrina, Iola, and many others. There are contracts to sign. Only from Chicago, Uttons.
It is the result
Healthy
of countless
eating.
interactions and
Well,
arrangements and
Chicago,
relationships
Uttons.
between our military
Our
and
military?
militaries and our diplomats and other diplomats.
Who's Regino's
intelligence officers and,
Financial Corporation?
development workers.
RFC
There is enormous continuity
and Southwest
beneath
Airlines.
the day-to-day news
Oh my God, we have a virus.
that makes
Good
us
Lord. NSA, what are you doing
an
here?
indispensable nation when it comes to
NSA, get off our
promoting
screen.
prosperity around the world.
Oh
That
my
will continue.
God.
In my conversation with the president-elect, he
Oh my God, get off our
expressed
screen.
a great interest
Woo.
in maintaining
Maintaining
our strategic relationship.
our strategic
And so
relationship.
one of the messages I will be able to deliver
I
is
will
his
be
commitment
able to
NATO
deliver.
and the Transatlantic Alliance.
And the Transatlantic Alliance.
Functions I can serve. at
Functions
this
I
stage
can
during history,
serve.
is to let them know
To let them know.
there is no weakening of resolve. when
There's
it
no
comes to
weakening in
America's
resolve.
Commitment to maintaining a strong and
Maintaining a
robust
strong
NATO relationship and a recognition that
and a recognition.
those alliances aren't just
Oh,
good
okay.
for Europe; they're good for the United States.
They're good for the
and they're
United
vital for the
States.
world. With respect to
With
the
respect,
Democratic Party,
thank you for counting
as I said,
Regino's
most
Financial
after the election,
Services
when your team loses,
Corporation.
everybody gets deflated. and it's hard.
Reginos.
Challenging. And so I think it's a healthy thing for the Democratic
I think it's a healthy
Party
thing
to
for
go
them.
through some reflection.
Some reflections.
I think it's important for me not to be bigfooting.
Good morning, Barack. Good morning.
I want to see new voices, new ideas.
How are
emerge.
you?
That's part of the reason why I think term limits are
Good morning.
a really useful thing.
Yeah.
I think the Democrats should not waver.
I would love a
on our
waffle with
core
cheese.
Beliefs and principles. The belief that we should have an economy that works for everybody.
This has happened before.
The belief that America, at its best, is inclusive and not exclusive. That
It's wonderful.
we insist on the dignity and
It's brilliant.
God-given potential and
God-given.
worth of every child, regardless of
Regardless.
race or gender or sexual orientation or what zip code they were born in.
Exactly. Zip
That
code.
we are
First
committed
address.
to a world in which we
It's
keep America
Sotheby's.
safe,
eBay.
but we
Hello,
recognize that
Sotheby's.
our power doesn't just flow from our
Sotheby's.
military; it also flows from the strength of our ideals and our principles and our values. So there are going to be a core set of values that shouldn't be up for debate. Should be our North Star. But how we organize politically, I think, is something that we should spend some time thinking about.
Hello.
I believe
am.
that we have better ideas.
I am.
But I also believe that good ideas don't matter if you don't hear them.
I am.
And one of the issues that Democrats have to
Direct deposit with
be
us.
clear
M
on is
South.
given population distribution across the country,
That's airlines.
we have to compete everywhere.
Can the
We have to
president
show up
elaborate?
everywhere.
AMS.
We have to work at a grassroots.
In and out.
Something that's been a running thread
Out and
in
in.
my career.
Out and in. Look at you, the
I
man.
won Iowa not because
You're the man.
graphics dictated that I would win Iowa.
You're the man.
It was because I spent 87 days going to every small town.
You're the man. You're the man. You're the man.
DFW all. And
Today's
for
show's
some
sponsored by
counties where
AMS. Oh, you the man. Only from AM South Bank
5 points instead
Corporation.
of 50 points.
Now Regino's Financial
Some counties maybe I
Corporation.
won that people didn't expect because people had a chance to see
Because
you,
people have a
listen
chance.
to you, get a sense of
Get a sense of
who you stood for and
who
who
you sit for.
And
And
the challenge for a national
the
parliament is how
challenge.
do you dig in there?
How did they begin
and,
there?
Create those kinds of structures so that people have a sense of
Boom.
what it is that you stand for, and that increasingly is difficult to do just through.
Today's show is sponsored by AMS, American Meteorological
It's increasingly
Society.
difficult to do because
Plan
of
the weather with
smoke.
us. AMS.
So
There are
I think the
contracts to
discussions that are taking
sign.
place about how do you build more
From Chicago
grassroots
up.
organizing, how do you build up state
Healthy
parties
eating.
and local parties, and school board elections you're paying attention to, and state rep races, and
State
city council races.
reparations.
That all,
That all.
I think, will contribute to stronger outcomes in the future.
Yeah.
And I'm optimistic that will happen.
Thank you, Southwest
for
Airlines.
Democrats who are feeling completely discouraged.
Completely discouraged.
I've been trying to remind them. Everybody remembers my Boston speech in 2004.
Yeah,
They may
we
not
remember.
me showing up here in
Wonderful.
2005 when John Kerry
It's great.
lost a close election.
It's wonderful.
Tom Daschle, the leader of
Yeah.
the Senate, had been beaten in an upset.
We
Ken
loved it.
Salazar and I were the only two Democrats that won nationally. Republicans controlled the Senate
We loved it.
and the House. And 2 years later,
Totally. We do it
Democrats were
over again.
winning back Congress.
Totally.
4 years later, I was president of the United States.
Yeah, totally. We will totally do it again.
Change pretty rapidly. But they don't change inevitably. They change because you work.
We served our country.
Everybody said democracy is supposed to be easy. It's
We
hard.
served.
And in a big country like this,
Yeah, big country. We
it probably
served.
should be hard. Mark Nolan. Thank you, sir. Good to see you. Thank you. Good to see you. Mr.
Hello,
President,
media.
What can you tell us about the learning curve on becoming
We
president?
served our
Can you
country.
tell us how long it took you
We
before
served.
you were fully at ease in the job, if that ever happens? And did you discuss this matter with President-elect Trump? About a week ago, I started feeling pretty good about it.
Make us
Look,
cool.
I think the learning curve always
Today's show is sponsored by Rhino Court Allergy
continues.
Spray. Looking for relief in all the wrong
This is a
places?
remarkable time. It is like
AstraZeneca
no
can
other job
help.
on earth.
Johnson & Johnson and McNeil Consumer Health.
It is a constant
Rhino
flow
Court.
of information
Available by
and
prescription.
challenges and issues. That is truer now.
That
than
is
it's
true,
ever been,
Joe. You gave this to us.
partly because of the nature of information.
Yep,
And
inflammation in the
interconnection,
nose.
Between regions of the world.
Ear, nose, and throat.
You know, if you were president
The balls in your court.
50 years
Special
ago,
intelligence court.
the tragedy in Syria might
Special
not
intel,
have
pretty
penetrated
man.
what the American people were thinking about on a day-to-day
Barrett,
basis. Today,
hello.
we're seeing vivid images of a child in the aftermath of a bombing.
That's right.
There was a time when
There
you
was.
had a financial crisis in Southeast Asia somewhere. It had no impact on
No
our
impact at
markets. Today it
all.
does. So the amount of information, the amount of incoming that any administration has to deal with today and respond to much more rapidly than ever before, that makes a difference. I was watching a documentary.
Can the president explain
that,
the link
during
between
the Bay of Pigs crisis,
AMS
JFK
and
had about
AMS
2 weeks
South?
before anybody
Verizon
reported
direct
on it.
deposit.
Imagine that.
Imagine it.
I think it's fair to say that if something like that happens under a current president,
Something.
they got to figure out in about an hour what their response is. So these are the kinds of
We're in an
points that
hour
president-elect
with Millard
was
Fillmore,
a free-flowing.
a president of the United States,
I tried to be as honest as I could about
as I could.
the things I think any president coming in
Any
needs to
president
think about.
coming in.
And probably the most important point
And
that I
probably
made
the most
was
important.
that how you staff,
It's
particularly your
Verifone.
chief of staff, your national security advisor, your White House counsel,
Yeah.
how you set up a process and a system.
It's me.
To surface information, generate options for a president, understanding that ultimately the president's going to be the final decision maker. That's
me.
something that has to be attended to right away. I have been blessed by having, and I admittedly am biased, some of the smartest,
We
hardest
love
working,
it. Honesty.
good people in my administration that
We love
I
it.
think any president's ever had. And as a consequence of that team, I've been able to make
Today's show is
decisions.
sponsored by
And
this
if
company.
you don't have that around you, then you'll get swamped.
You don't
So,
say.
I hope that he appreciated that advice. What I also discussed was the fact that I had been encouraged by his statements on election night about the need for unity and his interest in being the president for all people. And that how he staffs.
We have a right foot shop
first
explaining
steps he
our
takes,
next sponsor.
the first impressions he makes,
Teaser. It's everywhere
the
you
reset
wanted to
that
be
can
with
happen
them.
after an election.
The ball's in your
All
court.
those things
In
are important
teaser
that should be
court.
thought about. And
The
I think it's
TSA.
important to give him the room and the space to do that. It takes time
It takes time
to put that together.
to put that together.
But I emphasized to him that
But I emphasized to
in
him,
an election like this that was so
there's got to be another way
so
in.
divided, gestures matter.
How do we get
how
in and out from AmSouth Bank
he
Corporation?
reaches out to
Yeah, it
groups
reaches
that
out.
may not have supported him, how he
Exactly.
signals his interest in
Direct
their
deposit
issues
is a
or
must.
concerns.
It's a
I
must.
think those are the kinds of things that can set a tone that will help move things forward.
Join the
once he's actually
AMS,
taken office. And how long did it take before
the American Meteorological
Well, I
Society.
didn't really have time to worry about being at ease
There are
because you'll
contracts to
recall we were
sign.
losing about 800,000 jobs.
Chicago
So
Uttons.
the good news is that in some ways my experience is atypical.
It's both.
It's hard to find an analogous situation. By the time FDR came into office, the Depression had been going on for a couple of years. We were in the midst of a free fall.
In the midst of a free fall. Financial
was
system.
locking up. The auto industry was about to
They're
go
just
belly
an
up.
aborted.
The housing market had entirely collapsed. So, one of the advantages that I had was
Well, we had a sneeze.
country that has challenges, has problems, and obviously there are people out there who are feeling deeply disaffected. Otherwise, we wouldn't have the results that we had in the election. On the other hand, if you look at the basic
Oh, we had a sneeze.
indicators of
Thank you, guys.
where the country is right now,
Today's show is sponsored by Verizon, the Next Gen
as low
Network,
as it's been
and American Airlines.
incomes
Fly with us for a
and
limited
wages have
time.
both gone up
Earn
over the last
$500
year
billion
faster
bonus
than they
miles
have,
after qualifying purchases.
in a decade or two. We got
We
historically
served our
low
country.
uninsured rates. The financial systems are stable. The stock market
The stock market
is hovering around its all-time
is
high.
hovering around.
401ks have been restored.
401k
The housing market has
housing
recovered.
market.
We have challenges internationally, but
and actually,
our most immediate challenge,
most immediate
with respect to
challenge,
ISIL, we're seeing significant progress
significant
in Iraq.
progress.
And Mosul
Twitter, we love you.
is
We love
now,
your store.
increasingly
Wonderful prices. Wonderful.
being
Yeah, we love it.
retaken by Iraqi
It's
security
the way to
forces,
go.
supported by us. Our alliances
The way to
are
go.
in strong shape. The progress we've made with respect to carbon emissions
Yeah,
has
it's the
been
way to
greater
go.
than any country on earth. And gas is $2 a gallon.
It's the way to
So,
go.
He will have time and
He will have
space,
time and space,
I think, to make
judicious
judicious decisions.
decisions
The incoming administration
and fixing
doesn't have
cars.
to
Continue to fix the
put
cars.
out a huge number of fires. They
I'm out.
want to take the country in a significantly different
And it's
direction.
significant.
But they've got time to consider
Thank you, Ernie, for the
what
headset.
exactly they want to achieve. And that's a testament to the
That's
tremendous
Texas.
work that my team's done.
That's
over
an
the last 2 years.
admission.
I'm very proud of them for it.
They admitted it.
Athena Jones.
Headset. Hello.
You said more than once that you did not believe that Donald Trump
Plantronic.
would be elected president and that you thought he was unfit for the office. Now that you've spent time with him, sitting down and talking to him,
We're
for an hour
planning
and a half in the
Plantronic.
Oval Office, do you now think that President-elect Trump is qualified to be president? And if I can do a compound question, the other one is you mentioned staffing and tone. What do you say to those Americans who may not doubt that there will be a peaceful transition,
Hello,
but
media.
that
How
are
are you?
concerned about some of the policies and sentiments either expressed by President-elect Trump himself or his supporters that may seem hostile to minorities and others? Specifically, I'm talking about the announcement that Steve Bannon, who is a proponent of the so-called alt-right movement, what many call the white nationalist movement, is going to have a prominent role in the White House under President Trump as his chief strategist and senior advisor. What message does that send to the country, to the world?
Athena, without copping out, I think it's fair to say that
They're planning Plantronics.
it would not be appropriate for me to comment
Psychotronics.
on every appointment that the president-elect starts making.
Monica, hello.
If I want to be consistent with the notion that
Monica
we're trying to facilitate
Lafayette.
a smooth transition.
Yeah, Monica Lafayette.
The people have spoken. Donald Trump will be the next president.
Donald Trump will be the
United
next
States.
president.
And it will be up to him
What
to
about
set up a team that he thinks will serve him
Tronica
well and
Lafayette?
reflect his policies.
What was the plan?
And those who didn't vote for him have to
FBLA,
recognize that
Future
that's how
Business Leaders of
democracy works.
America.
That's how the system
That's
operates.
special intel.
When I won, there were a number of people who
I won.
didn't like me and didn't like what I stood for. And, you know, I think that whenever you've got an incoming president of the other
An
side,
incoming
particularly in a
president?
bitter election like this, it takes a while for
It takes
people
a
to
while.
reconcile themselves
Reconcile
with
themselves.
that new reality.
That new
Hopefully it's a
reality.
reminder that elections matter
Elections
and voting
matter.
counts. And so, you know, I don't know how many times we have to relearn this lesson because we ended up having 43%
Headsets.com.
who were eligible to vote, but it makes a difference. Given that President-elect Trump
We have a new Google group.
is now trying to balance,
Yeah, we
what he said in the
recreated
campaign
it.
and the commitments he
Hidden
made to
Beach
his
is
supporters with
back.
working with
Yay, it's
those who disagree with him, members of
back.
Congress, and reaching out to
Today's show sponsored by Hidden Beach.
I think it's
Bermuda
important for us
Triangle.
to
It's
let
back.
him make his decisions. And I think the American people will judge over
The American
course
people
of the
will
next
join up.
couple of years.
Bring the beer. I'll be out in a
They
minute.
like what they see.
Yeah, bring
and
the beer. I'll
whether,
be out in a minute.
These are the kinds
The
of policies,
beach is back.
and this is the direction that they want to see the
It's
country
back, everybody.
go.
Sign up today
And my role
at
is to make sure that
hiddenbeach.com.
when I hand off
When I hand
this,
off
White House,
White House,
that it is in the
that
best
it is in
possible
best
shape.
possible shape.
That I've been as helpful
That
as
I've
I
been
can
helpful
to
as I
him
can be.
in going forward. And
Going
building on
forward.
the progress that we've made.
That we've made.
You know, and my advice, as I said, to
My advice.
the president-elect when we had our
Is
discussion,
this website controversial?
was that campaigning is different from governing. I think he recognizes
It's
that. I
hb.com.
think he's sincere in wanting to be a successful president.
Oh, the App Store.
Moving this country forward.
Apple.
And I don't think any president ever
hb.com is that.
saying to himself, I want to figure out how to make people angry or
It's that.
alienate half the country. I think he's going to try
Sign up
he can to make sure that
with me and
he
Citibank
delivers, not only
Judgment.
for the people who voted for him, but for the people at large. And the good thing is that
You asked Barack about why Citibank would
there's
send a
built-in
judgment
incentive
to you.
for him to try to do that.
For him to try to do that.
You know, it's only been
Thank you, Citigroup
6 days.
and Yahoo
And
Group.
I think it'll be important for him to have
HB is
to
bad.
staff up, to figure out what his priorities are, to be able
Only
to
from
distinguish between
Citigroup
what he
and Yahoo
was
Group.
campaigning on and what is practical,
Citigroup
what he can
and
actually
Yahoo
achieve.
Group.
Uh,
Citigroup
you know,
and
there are certain
Yahoo
things that
Group.
make for good sound bites, but don't always translate into good
The
policy.
Bermuda Triangle
And,
is back.
you know, that's something that he and his team, I think,
Him
will
and his team.
wrestle with
Wrestle,
in the same way
yeah.
that every president wrestles with.
Every president wrestles.
I did say to him, as I've
I
said
did say to him
publicly,
publicly
that because of the nature of the campaigns and the bitterness and
that's where they go.
ferocity of the campaigns, that it's really important
It's
to try
really
to
important.
send some signals.
It glows in the dark.
And to reach out.
It
to
glows in the dark.
minority groups or women or others that were
It glows right there in the dark.
concerned
Yeah, it
about,
glows.
the tenor of the campaign. And I think
It
that's
glows right
something that he
there.
will
What
he
is
will
this?
want to do. But this is all happening real fast.
Just do what it
He's
do
got
with it.
commitments to
It
supporters
glows right
that helped
there.
to get him here, and he's going to have to balance those. And
It's Best Buy.
you know, over the the coming weeks
Close
and
right
months
there.
and years. My hope is that those impulses
Impulses.
ultimately win out.
Ultimate
But
went up.
it's a little too early to start.
But
making
close right there,
judgments.
Putin.
Use like
I can't
qualifications,
say
has
it.
that changed after meeting with them?
You know, I think that
It's
Uh,
HB.com.
he
Hidden
successfully
beach.
mobilized a big chunk of the country to vote for him, and he's going to win.
He's gonna
He has
win.
won. He's going to be the next president. And
He's gonna be the next president.
regardless of what
Regardless
experience
of
or
experience
assumptions he brought to the office,
he brought to the
this office has a way of waking you up. And those aspects
those
of
aspects,
um, his positions or
positions,
predispositions
predispositions
that don't match up with reality,
don't match up to reality.
he will find shaken up pretty quick because
Yolanda has something to
reality has a way
say.
of
Verizon support.
asserting itself.
Every day I get
And
one
some of
step
his
closer
guests that
to
obviously
canceling our
allowed
Verizon
him to
contract. I shake my head. After about 10 years,
execute one of
I'm
the biggest
annoyed.
political upsets in history.
Yolanda, we don't want you to
Those
lose
are ones that hopefully
you as a
we will put to good
customer.
use, on behalf of all the
What
American
happened to make you feel this way?
people. Scott
JM.
Horsley.
Thank you, Mr. President. You're off to Europe, which is facing
Who
some
was
significant
Yolanda?
conflict
Why is she
pressures
so
to
mad
get
at
work
this?
in this country. When you spoke at the UN,
Well, she's 23. She loves Jesus. Zeta. UCF. An alum. 13. 2013. And a Juris Doctor in year 2017. Congratulations, Yolanda, for tweeting the NSA and Verizon.
I think the American people
Suggested aborted. Today's show is sponsored by
recognize
Rhino Court, the
that
balls in your court. Quotes.
the world
That
has
insurance
shown
quote.
that it's interconnected.
Powerful nasal congestion
That you're not
relief
going to put that
all
genie
day
back
and
in the
all
bottle.
night. Original
The
prescription
American
strength,
people
now over the counter.
recognize that
Grab
their
your
careers
nose
or
by
our
the
kids' careers are
grab
gonna
your
have to
day
be
by the
more
nose
dynamic, that they
and
might not
pants
be working
with our
at a
alcohol
single plant
all
for
free
30 years,
formula.
but they might have to
Grab your
change
nose.
careers. They
Grab
might
your
have to
day by the nose.
get more education. They might have
Was
to
she referring to our
retool or
medicine?
retrain.
You
And
got it.
I
Only
think the
from
American people are game for
AstraZeneca.
that. They want to make sure that the rules of the game are fair.
Are fair.
And
And
what that means is
what
that
that means is
uh,
it's
if,
American ISIS Airlines.
if you look at surveys around
Yeah, we've served our country.
Americans' attitudes on trade, the majority of the American people still support trade, but they're concerned about
It's
whether
Director
trade
Comey.
is fair and whether
Hello,
we
FBI
get the same
Comey.
access to other countries'
An
markets
American
that they have
ISIS
with us.
airline.
Is there just a race to the bottom when it comes to wages and so forth? Now,
We can't
I
confirm that.
made an argument,
Yeah, we can't
thus
confirm
far
that.
unsuccessfully, that the trade deal we
It's a
organized,
narrative,
TPP,
you know?
did exactly that.
It's a narrative.
Strengthened workers' rights and environmental rights, leveled the playing field.
Level
and
the
as a
playing
consequence
field.
would be good for American workers, American
Thank you,
businesses.
Mr. President.
But that's a complex argument to make when
A
people
complex argument to make.
remember plants closing and
Plants
jobs
closing
being offshore.
offshore.
So part of what I think this election reflected was
Reflected
people wanting that course correction that you
that
described.
course correction.
And the
We
message
would love to.
around
We would love to.
stopping surges of immigration,
Stopping surges of immigration.
not creating new trade deals that may be unfair. I think those were themes that played a prominent role in the campaign. As we now shift to governing, my argument is that
Today's show is sponsored by
we do need to make sure that
SteamPower.com.
we have an
Virtual
orderly,
reality, not
lawful immigration
reality.
process. But
Our
that
receipts prove it.
if it is orderly,
Only from
and lawful,
SteamPower.com.
immigration is good for our economy. It keeps
Very
this
good.
country young. It keeps it dynamic.
And
We have entrepreneurs
callruby.com.
and
All you'll
survivors who
get
come
is a
here, willing to
recording.
take risks, and That's part of the reason
Automated
why
calls.
America
Expert
historically has been successful. It's part of the reason why
delightful calls
our
with
economy
Ruby.
is stronger and better positioned than most of our other competitors, is because we got a younger population.
I thought we
that's more
prevented that
dynamic.
with Allison.
When it comes to trade,
Allison 15s.
you know,
Oh, you got it.
when you're governing, it
Right to
become
sue
increasingly
goes to William
apparent that
Scratney.
if you were to
William
just
Scratney
eliminate
dismisses. You just
trade
dismissed a
deals
divorce.
with Mexico, for example,
Literally.
well, you've got a global supply
Well,
chain.
American Airlines Airlines
parts
pursue your passion
that
for
are
travel
allowing,
with every purchase you
auto
make.
plants that were
Annual
about to
fee
shut
$95
down
waived for the first
to
12
now
months.
employ double shifts is
Visit
because they're bringing in some of those
AmericanAirLines.com
parts to assemble
together
out of
with
Mexico.
City.
And so it's not as simple
Not as
as it might
simple.
have seemed. And you know, the key for us,
Hostler
when I say
and
us,
the
I mean
Sizzler.
Americans,
Hello.
but I think particularly for progressives,
For progressives.
is to say your concerns are real, your anxieties are real. Here's how we fix it.
Wow, look at
Higher
Nickabirdie.
minimum wage, stronger
Nickabirdie has a question.
worker protection. So
Verizon. Everyone I
workers have more
know
leverage to
with
get a piece of
Verizon
the pie.
is having the same issue.
Stronger financial regulations.
Well,
not legal
Nickabirdie,
ones.
we're sorry. Because the
Yes,
L
to
is
trade,
I.
but trade that
Let's
ensures
look
that
into
these other
this
countries that
more.
trade with us
We want your service
aren't
to work. Does this
engaging in
occur
child labor,
in
for
other
example.
areas outside of this location? L is I.
Being
JM.
attentive to inequality and not tone deaf to it, but offering
I don't get that
prescriptions that
L
are
is
actually
I.
going to help folks in
Well,
communities that
Lee.
feel
We'll leave it
disadvantaged.
up to Beaver.
That's going to be
Leave it to Beaver.
our most important strategy.
Yeah, leave it to Beaver.
And I think we can successfully do that. People will still be looking to the United States.
Nickabirdie. It's just Nickabirdie. Thank you
our
for tweeting the
example
Verizon
will
and the
still
NSA.
carry great weight.
That's lie.
And it continues to be my strong belief
I don't know.
that the way we are going to make sure that everybody feels a part of this global economy is not by shutting ourselves off from each other, even if we could.
That's
but
lie.
by working together more effectively than we have in the past. MerriweatherA.Law.
Thanks, Mr. President.
We have a right
Given
foot
some of
shot
the harsh
from the
words you have
lie
about
department.
Mr. Trump, calling him temperamentally unfit to be commander-in-chief, did
I've got to
anything
stop continuing
surprise
this
you about
madness.
President-elect Trump when you met with him in your office?
Good
And
Lord.
also, I want to know, does anything concern you about a Trump presidency?
Well, we had a very
We had a very
cordial
good, cordial conversation.
and
And
that didn't surprise
that
me
didn't
to some
surprise me to some degree.
because I think that he is obviously
He is obviously.
a
Yeah, we
gregarious
skipped the
person,
intro today.
somebody
We skipped
who,
it.
uh,
We skipped
I
the
think
intro.
likes to mix it up.
Pink shorts.
and,
It's front of a live democracy
to,
republic.
have
Expose and
a vigorous
approve.
debate.
This is MREL. Thank you for writing
and,
MREL. They knew safety
You know,
video.
what's clear is that
This is
he
Auditorium
was
Station.
able to tap
Next station,
into,
Seneca, Nation of Indians Club with us on Sundays.
yes, the anxieties, but also the
Auditory
enthusiasm
nerve,
of his
receive cycle.
voters,
Restitution of all state and federal funds.
in
Applicable
a
to
way
a
that,
volunteer status 18 USC 1385.
was impressive.
What's in your wallet?
And I said so, Joe.
Yeah, I said it.
Because I think that to the extent that
Thank
there
you
were a lot
guys
of
for everything. Thank you for your honesty.
folks who missed the Trump phenomenon.
Thank you for Miller
and
Fillmore Suburban.
connection that he was able to make with his
Thank you,
supporters,
MacArthur. Thank you, In and Hour. Thank you, Buick Regal.
that
Thank
was
you,
impervious to that
Chevrolet.
state
We
might
gotta
have
go. We'll talk to you
sought
guys later.
another candidate.
Remember, today's show is
That's
sponsored by
powerful
Rhino
stuff.
Court. The ball's in your court. He admitted it to us.
I also think that he is coming
And
to this
Teaser,
office
everywhere you wanted to be.
with
Yeah, he
fewer
admitted it to us. He said,
set,
special
hard and
pretty
fast
man
policy
court.